Omatsu, and I'm here with Kevin Casey. He trains at Rickson Gracie. Hi, Kevin.
How you doing, Cindy?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Great.
Okay, this is a question I have to ask you because I know there's a story behind it. How did you meet Rickson Gracie?
Well, it goes way back when I was about 12, 13 years old, and I was in a park and I was playing a game. You know, they had a recreation center set up, and at the time, you know, I was one of the guys in the neighborhood who was kind of known to, you know, have some skills, and I was approached by, you know, one of the other kids in the neighborhood that I knew, and he brought, you know, a younger kid with him that I had no idea who he was at the time, but you know, the kid wanted to fight me, and he was a lot smaller in stature, so you know, at that time I only took on, you know, opponents that I thought they were, you know, worthy, and so I ended up, you know, I discouraged the kid to, you know, away from fighting me. And, you know, later on, we ended up being really good friends, and I found out he was a Gracie. And so, you know, I had no idea that he was probably loaded full of skills and techniques.
Ready to put it on you?
Yeah, most likely. But, you know, luckily I'm a humble person, and I'm always looking to, you know, meet new people. And I ended up having a great friendship with them, and I learned a lot from them, you know, about, you know, jiu-jitsu and as far as martial arts and having a good code of ethics as far as honor, you know, respect, loyalty, you know, being courageous. And that's something that I have carried with myself today.
Are we interrupting? You need to get that.
Let me shut it off. Pretty much. I mean, you know, there's some small details I, you know, didn't get into. But
Do you want to get into them? Let's make this interesting.
Okay, now so when he wanted to fight me, and I denied his challenge, and I befriended him, he actually had a duffel bag with him, and he opened up the duffel bag, and it was loaded with candy. So I guess that was his peace offering, you know, for me, for being a, you know, a good guy and not being, you know, a tough guy and feeling like I had something to prove. And you know, actually that same day, he introduced me to his dad, who was, you know, Rickson Gracie.
And did you know about Rickson Gracie at the time?
Had no idea, but he had a broken arm at the time, and you know, I asked him, you know, what happened to his arm, and he said he was fighting on the street, you know. So that was my introduction to the Gracies.
Okay, my next question is, how long have you been training, and what level belt are you at this present time?
I've been training hard for the last 5 years. I recently received my brown belt from Rickson.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You know, which I'm very proud of, and it's a great accomplishment for me, especially coming from you know, a Rickson Gracie Academy and representing, you know, a pure form of jiu-jitsu that Rickson has grown to make a standard for his instructors.
So now that you have the brown belt, do you feel like there's a X on your back? Are people after you wanting to tap you more so than before?
Definitely. I definitely feel a little more pressure. It pushes me to make sure that I do everything that I can do before a competition. I make sure that my diet is strict. I make sure that I'm running, I'm lifting weights, and I spend a lot of time on the mats. And other than that, I'm always going to give my best. And as long as I feel that I've done everything that I can do before a competition, I can't be upset with the outcome. So I'm always going to be prepared.
So you work out a lot, huh?
Yeah, a lot.
We'd both be rich if we got paid for working out, right?
That's the idea. That's the long-term goal, is to be rich off, you know, all of our labor.
Two competitors who you've lost to, Chris Moriarty and Pizao.
Yes, that's correct. As far as those athletes, I would have to say I learned a lot from losing against Chris. At that point in time, that was a transition I was making in my career from the purple belt to the brown belt. So it was a learning lesson for me to start to see what athletes at that level were doing. The game's a little bit different. You know, the techniques are a lot sharper. The speed of the match is a little bit different. So when you're making that transition, it's a different pace. And so, you know, at that time, you know, I made that transition, and I don't feel that I came, with my A game. I wasn't prepared for what I was to face. So I learned a lot from those losses. But Chris is an athlete who competes a lot. He's very technical, and he's always going to be sharp. And so, competing against an athlete like that taught me how to be well prepared for every tournament and not to take any athlete lightly. As far as Pezao, I felt in the match with Pezao that he didn't really compete to beat me. I felt as if he kind of relaxed within the rules of the match, and I didn't feel like he was there to try to show all the competitors and show all the spectators that he was really better than me. I felt like he stayed in his comfort zone. He let the rules work for him.
So got his points.
Yes, and but Pezao is also a very strong, talented athlete. So not to take anything from him, I just felt like he could have done more to show the crowd and to make it a better match and more interesting for anyone watching to watch.
Okay, I'm asked to ask this question. Who's got bigger biceps, you or I?
You know what? From the looks of it, I think I might have a little size on you, but definitely your cuts are what I'm looking for.
Let's see. Wait, go.
It's pretty small right now, but I'm getting ready.
This is my weaker one. Go. I think he's got more size. Definitely.
She's pretty good, though.
It's a draw. Yeah, that's true. Okay, being that you've been doing jiu-jitsu for 5 years and you're accomplished brown belt, what do you think it is training with Rickson that's brought you to that level at that short amount of time?
Well, first of all, it's definitely an honor as well as a blessing to train under Rickson and to represent, his standard of jiu-jitsu. But the edge that I feel like I've been given by being under Rickson is, for the most part, when you look at jiu-jitsu, a lot of the athletes know the same moves, as far as a choke, an arm bar, everyone for the most part knows the same moves and techniques. But the edge that Rickson has on the rest of the instructors, I believe, is his strategic strategies, the way that he goes about executing his techniques and his setups, and just overall giving you the vision on how to be mentally prepared for a competition. His experience is more than anyone else's. So when you get advice from Rickson, that it's battle tested. This isn't some guy who's in the school who tells you something and hasn't really been out there and have done it. So his knowledge comes from actually being out there and testing everything out. So I feel like he's put me on a strategic path on how to reach my maximum potential, and that's the edge that Rickson has over everyone. Just how he strategically goes about everything, and strategically he's perfect.
What is your relationship with Crone?
Crone is I look at Crone like a little brother. I'm always there to support him in any endeavor that he chooses. But right now he's doing very well as far as competing. Strategically, he's great. He has good combinations. When we train, we're going head to head every time, and I think I outweigh him by about 40, 50 pounds. I definitely have to say that Crone has a technical advantage over me that I would say he's better. And I'm just there to support him and make sure that he stays on the right track in any way I can to help. And if that's by being an example, by launching myself into a great MMA career, and he has somewhere a bar to see of someone that he trains with on a regular basis, then that's what I'm there to do.
Do you see a lot of Rickson and Crone?
Definitely. And sometimes it's almost like looking into a mirror and seeing Crone and Rickson right in front of each other, and it's great to watch, and it's great to see him develop, become more of a man and more of a great competitor.